Imagine waking up one morning to find the river that has fed your village for centuries running dry. This is exactly what happened to a remote rural community nestled between lush green hills and winding streams. Their traditional way of life, farming, fishing, and weaving, seemed on the brink of extinction. But instead of surrendering, they sparked a quiet revolution. The biggest obstacle? Climate change and modern industries upstream had disrupted the water flow, threatening their crops and the fish they depended on. Without water, their rice paddies would wither, their fish traps would be empty, and their heritage would vanish. Faced with this crisis, the villagers didn't wait for outside help. They gathered under the ancient banyan tree, where elders told stories of how their ancestors once managed the land. Inspired, they combined tradition with innovation. First, they built a network of small, community-managed reservoirs using natural materials like bamboo and clay, something their ancestors had done centuries ago but updated for today's needs. This helped capture and conserve rainwater efficiently. These reservoirs were carefully designed to blend into the natural landscape, ensuring minimal disruption to the local ecosystem. The villagers worked together, sharing skills and labor, reigniting a sense of unity and purpose that had waned over the years. Next, they introduced drip irrigation techniques adapted to their crops, minimizing water waste. Farmers learned to water their fields only when necessary, observing the plants closely rather than following fixed schedules. Workshops were held where knowledge was exchanged, combining scientific findings with indigenous wisdom. This approach not only saved water, but also improved crop yields and soil health. The villagers began to understand the subtle signals of their environment, the changing color of leaves, the texture of the soil, the behavior of insects, using these as natural indicators for optimal watering times. But the real breakthrough came when the women, skilled in traditional weaving, decided to create eco-friendly, water-resistant baskets and mats from local reeds. They sold these products online with the help of a young villager who taught them digital marketing. This brought in much-needed income and drew global attention to their story. The weaving workshops became vibrant centers of creativity and learning. Women of all ages gathered to share techniques, innovate designs, and tell stories through their craft. The online platform not only opened markets, but also connected them to a worldwide community that appreciated their heritage and commitment to sustainability. The transformation was profound. The rice paddies flourished again, fish returned to the streams, and the vibrant colors of woven baskets brightened markets far beyond their village. More importantly, the community rediscovered pride in their heritage, proving that honoring the past can fuel a sustainable future. Children grew up learning both ancient customs and modern skills, ensuring that the knowledge would be passed down through generations. Inspired by their success, the villagers extended their efforts beyond water management and crafts. They began planting native trees along the riverbanks to prevent erosion and improve biodiversity. Schools incorporated environmental education, teaching the importance of conservation and resilience. Local leaders formed committees to monitor industrial activities upstream, advocating for responsible practices that would protect their environment. The villagers also hosted cultural festivals that celebrated their traditions, inviting neighboring communities and tourists to experience their way of life. These events boosted the local economy and fostered a sense of solidarity among diverse groups. Through storytelling, music, and dance, they shared lessons about living in harmony with nature and adapting to change. Here's what you can take from their journey. First, when faced with a problem, look back at your roots for solutions. Sometimes the answers are hidden in your own history. The villagers' revival shows that ancestral knowledge holds valuable insights, especially when enhanced with contemporary understanding. Second, don't be afraid to blend old wisdom with new technology. Innovation doesn't mean forgetting tradition. By marrying time-tested practices with modern techniques like drip irrigation and digital marketing, the community created sustainable systems that honored their identity while embracing progress. Third, empower everyone in your community or team. Diverse strengths create powerful solutions. The inclusion of women in economic activities, the engagement of youth in technology, and the participation of elders in guidance exemplify how collective effort can overcome daunting challenges. Moreover, their story highlights the importance of resilience and proactive action. Instead of waiting passively for external aid, they took ownership of their destiny, transforming adversity into opportunity. This mindset can inspire individuals and groups facing environmental, social, or economic difficulties worldwide. So next time you feel overwhelmed by change, remember this village by the river. They didn't just adapt, they thrived by weaving the past and future together. And you can do the same in your own life, one step, one idea, one bold action at a time. Consider how your own community or workplace might benefit from revisiting traditions, embracing innovation, and fostering inclusivity. Change is inevitable, but how we respond defines our path forward. Like the villagers, you have the power to turn challenges into catalysts for growth and renewal. In a world facing unprecedented environmental shifts, their example offers hope and guidance. It reminds us that sustainable solutions often arise from the harmony between nature, culture, and technology. By nurturing this balance, we can build resilient communities that honor their heritage while securing a thriving future for generations to come.